Good morning, all of you. Myself KVS Murthy, working as Assistant Professor in CSE Department, SRKR Engineering College, Cryptography and Network Security. Today, I will explain about Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. The main objectives of this lecture are to understand Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm and its security. The Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm is as follows. Select two public elements Q and A. Here Q is a prime number and A is a primitive root of Q. Suppose user A and user B wants to exchange their keys. User A will generate his own secret key XA and user B selects his own secret key XB. Here XA and XB must be less than Q, which is global value. Now each user calculates his public key in the following way. Ya equal to a to the power of xa mod q and yb equal to a to the power of xb mod q. Here ya is the public key of user A and yb is the public key of user B. Here xa and xb are private keys, ya and yb are public keys. Now each user generates a secret key in the following way. Ka equal to yb to the power of xa mod q and kb equal to ya to the power of xb mod q. Here Ka and Kb are identical values. Now the final secret keys Ka and Kb are identical in the following way. Ka equal to yb to the power of xa mod q. Yb is expanded like this. This is by using our earlier formula a to the power of xb mod q to the power of xa mod q. Now using modular arithmetic we can rewrite like this: a power xb to the power of xa mod q. Again that becomes a power xb dot xa mod q, that again becomes a to the power of xa dot xb mod q, that again becomes a to the power of xa to the power of xb mod q, that again becomes a to the power of xa mod q to the power of xb mod q, that becomes ya to the power of xb mod q, and that in turn becomes kb. So in this way Ka equal to kb. This is the secret of Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Now first we define the primitive root of a prime number. First we define the primitive root of a prime number q as one whose powers mod q will generate all the integers from 1 to q minus 1 in some permutation. That is, suppose q is a prime number, then if a is a primitive root, then a power 1 mod q, a square mod q, a to the power of 3 mod q, and so on are all the integers from 1 to q minus 1 with some permutation. The following example shows the idea. Let q equal to 7, let a equal to 3. Then 3 power 1 mod 7, 3 power 2 mod 7, 3 power 3 mod 7, 3 power 4 mod 7, 3 power 5 mod 7, 3 power 6 mod 7 will become the integers 3, 2, 6, 4, 5, 1 respectively, and all these are integers between 1 and q minus 1, and so 3 becomes the primitive root of 7. Now this is the example for the Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Let us select two global values q equal to 11 and a equal to 2. Now here a is the primitive root of this q. The private keys of user A and user B are xa equal to 6 and xb equal to 8. Now user A calculates his public key using this formula ya equal to a power xa mod q. Here a value is 2, so it becomes 2 power 6 mod q, that is equal to 64 mod 11, that is equal to 9. Similarly, user B also generates his public key yb equal to 2 to the power of 8 mod 11, right? 2 to the power of 8 means 256, so it becomes 256 mod 11, and that is equal to 3. So user A public key is 9 and user B public key is 3. Now the secret keys generated by A and B are Ka equal to 3 power 6 mod 11, that is equal to 8, that is equal to 729 mod 11, that is equal to 3. Kb equal to ya to the power of xb mod q, that is equal to 9 to the power of 8 mod 11, and that is also equal to 3. So here Ka and Kb are identical. So now A can encrypt by using 3, B can decrypt by using 3. In this way the two users A and B shares the common key, which is 3. Here we can observe that the key 3 is not at all transmitted between them. Both of them are calculated this key value. Now this is another example for the Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Let the two global values are q equal to 97 and a equal to 5. Here we observe that q is equal to 97 is a prime number, a equal to 5 is the primitive root of q. Now user A selects the private key xa equal to 36 and user B selects the private key xb equal to 58. Now we have to find out the key which is exchanged between A and B. So user A public key ya equal to a power xa mod q. This is our formula. A value is 5. So 5 to the power of xa value is 36 mod 97. That is we can determine this. Then that is equal to 50. Similarly, user B generates the public key yb equal to a to the power of xb mod q. That becomes 5 to the power of 58 mod 97. 5 to the power of 58 mod 97 is calculated in this way, and the result is 44. Now the secret keys generated by A and B are ka equal to yb to the power of xa mod q, that is equal to 44 to the power of 36 mod 97, that is equal to 75, and kb equal to ya to the power of xb mod q, that is equal to 50 to the power of 58 mod 97, that is equal to 75. Here ka and kb are identical keys. Now A can encrypt the message by using 75 and B can decrypt the message by using 75. Here A prepares a message and encrypt it by using 75 and transmit it through a communication channel. Now after receiving the ciphertext, B can decrypt it again by using the secret key 75. Here 75 is the secret key that is shared between the two parties. Now there is a problem with the Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm, and it suffers from man in the middle attack. The man in the middle attack is proceeding in the following way. Assume that q and a are two global public elements. These values are known to everyone, user A, user B, and also the intruder X. Suppose user A wants to exchange the key with user B. There is also an attacker or intruder X. Now let us assume that user A selects his private key, that is called denoted as SA, and user B selects his private key, that is denoted as SB. Now user A calculates his public key and he must pass it to B via some newspaper. Here A goes to the newspaper and give an advertisement with his name and public key. Now the intruder enters here. The intruder X selects his own private key SX and calculates his public key by using some formula yx equal to a to the power of sx mod q. The similar formula is also used by our sender and receiver. Now the analyst or intruder X went to the newspaper and manages such that in only one newspaper the advertisement given by A is printed, and it will be received by user A. And in all the remaining, the advertisement will be modified with the key given by the intruder, with the key public key given by the intruder in place of user A's public key. And this advertisement is printed in all other copies. In such way, the analyst will manage the publisher. Now user B receives the advertisement in which we have user A's name and public key of X. That is, that public key is modified by X, the intruder. Now B thinks that this is the public key of A. Now B calculates his public key by using some formula yb equal to a to the power of sb mod q. Now B wants to send this public key to A again by using some newspaper. So B prepares an advertisement with his name and with his public key and gives the ad to the newspaper agency. Now again the intruder X enters and manages in a similar way, so that the original ad is printed in only one version and all other versions are received by modified. Here also the intruder makes changes to the add such that the public key of B is replaced with the public key that was generated by X, and it is printed in all other newspapers. Now user A prepares KA, user B prepares KB. They think that these two keys are identical, but they are not actually identical. Now the intruder X prepares two keys K1 and K2. K1 is prepared with the actual public key of A and K2 is prepared with the actual public key of B. Here K1 is identical to KA and K2 is identical to KB, but KA and KB are not identical. This is only known to user X or intruder X. Now we call the KA as KAX and KB as KBX. KAX and KBX are generated by intruder X. Now A encrypts the message using KA or KAX or K1 and send it to B. Now X or intruder will enter into the communication channel and decrypts the message by using some K1 and decrypts and read this message. Now X encrypts the message again by using K2 and send it to B. Hence B decrypts it by using KB and reads the original message. So this is not identified by both sender and receiver. Here one more important thing is the user A sends some message and encrypts it. User B will receive the same message that was earlier given by the user A without any modifications, or the intruder may change the message in the middle. Sometimes the user A and B does not identify there is an intruder in the middle even after some sequence of communications between them, and such an attack is what we known as a man in the middle attack for the Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. The following diagram shows man in the middle attack. Here A Alice, B is Bob, user A and user B. There is a middleman Dorothy. Now the random values generated by user A or XA, random values generated by user B or XB. Here Dorothy will generate two random values XD1 and XD2. Right? User A generates one public key YA, user B generates one public key YB. Here Dorothy will generate two public keys YD1 and YD2. Right? And now YA should be transmitted to actual B, but that was stopped in the middle and that was modified and that was given to user B. And actually user B wants to send YB to user A, but again that was stopped in the middle, that was changed, and the changed value is sent to user A. Now user A generates his secret key, user B generates his secret key. Using the actual values, Dorothy is also generating two secret values. This K1 is equal to here the secret key generated by Alice, and K2 is equal to the secret key generated by the Bob. In this way this will operate. Thank you one and all. Thank you.